Oh, look at that. You can see my computer and my guitar. It's vlogging time. Come on, grab your friends. We're gonna talk about my plans for Angry Poncho and my Let's Plays or what will happen next. It's vlogging time. What's up, vloggy pilots? Vloggy Poncho here. In this episode, like the intro said, I want to talk about the future of YouTube, and more in particular, my future. So, I'm sort of a cynic, as you might have realized from all of my other vlogs, and most of my Let's Plays. But I think that some of the time, my cynicism allows me to notice bad things that are about to happen before other people notice them. And I'm 100% convinced that YouTube will soon go the way of MySpace. My prediction is that in the next 2 to 3 years, use of YouTube is going to drop drastically in terms of both the number of people creating content and the number of people watching it. The reason I say this is because YouTube, there's two main reasons. One of them is the incrementally increasing commercialization of YouTube. What this means is, as YouTube has aged, it was founded in 2005, and it really became popular in the late 00s. Really, things have changed for it. It was sort of an indie thing at first, almost, and then it finally got pulled in under Google's umbrella, and from then on, well, Google makes things better, but it fills them with ads. That's kind of how Google works. That's why Google search engine still exists. It's all Google AdSense money that's keeping that thing running. So, over time, YouTube has changed a lot of things. They originally had video length limits, like 10 minutes. It was actually technically 11, but they always said 10. I don't know. And then they upped it to 15, and then they made it so that if you had like a verified email, you got unlimited. Up to like 2 gigabytes or something like that. And then if you had a couple other things, you could get unlimited and totally unlimited. And that seems like, well, that's cool. They're just trying to provide a better service. They're trying to do better things for the people who make videos and people who watch videos. But really, the reason that they allowed people to put up longer and longer videos is because they had better and better ways of detecting copyrighted content. Basically, the original time limit was to stop people from posting movies on YouTube and things like that, movies and TV shows. And so when they got a better and better detection system for finding people who are uploading copyrighted content like movies and TV shows, they were able to allow people to put up longer videos and not worry about it so much. And so they did. But they won't do it if it's a threat to their money. And that's the only reason that YouTube cares about whether or not there's copyrighted content on YouTube. As a corporation, they couldn't care less if more people watch the site because there's movies on there. But financially, they can't do it because they're going to get sued. That's how it goes. If they allow the content to stay up there, basically. They're hosting, essentially, well, it would be illegal. It's the short and long of it. And they get sued. So, the motivation is money. And the commercialization increases. Ads on videos were just unheard of back in the day. You had like the one next to the window. I remember when that first came up, the square one to the right of the video. That one, when that finally popped up, that was like the biggest ad on the site at the time. And before that, it was like smaller, like banner ads, like on the top of the suggested videos list. And then they started putting actually ads in the videos, like waiting at the beginning, waiting at the end. And then you get different kinds of videos at the beginning, or different kinds of ads. Some of them you have to watch the whole thing, other ones you can skip. And now they have mid-roll ads, which is you get to see an advertisement in the middle of the YouTube video. Which, for me, is just, like, YouTube videos are not television shows. You don't write them with a script for, okay, we'll do this much and then take a commercial and then we'll do this again, so there'll be a cliffhanger here. No, like, people don't do that. People write their videos for one whole thing, and if there's an ad in the middle, it destroys that. But, I mean, they make more money with it. And that's why they're all out there. Next to every single one of my videos on my video manager page now, it has enable mid-rolls. It's like one click. You can put more ads on that video. It's like, oh, I'm flicking through all the X's. I don't want any of that. Mid-roll ads are terrible. It's like the worst kind of ad. It literally interrupts the content for an advertisement. That's terrible. I hate that. And so I think as YouTube becomes more and more commercialized, people are going to get annoyed with it. And they're going to use it less and less. People are also moving to mobile devices a lot now. Really, people use... I probably have maybe half of my views from people on their phones, things like that, for tablets or whatever. People are pretty mobile nowadays. And I guarantee you that the majority of people aren't on a phone or a tablet or on a laptop. Hardly anybody's on desktops anymore. It's all smaller, it's all mobile. And part of that is making it difficult for them to get their ad revenue. So I think they're going to actually start putting more and more videos in video ads. At some point, it's going to become pervasive and people are going to get sick of it. So that's the first reason that I think YouTube is going to decline soon, is that the commercialization, I think, is reaching its critical mass. The reason that all this occurred to me the other day was I saw on the front page of YouTube that box in the bottom right that was like tips from the top YouTubers. I was like, oh, that's really cool. They got like all the most successful, most subscribed YouTubers to like collaborate and make a couple instructional videos on how to make really good videos and how to engage an audience. It's like, that's really cool. They're trying to help people make... No. Hang on. I was going to say they're trying to help people make better content. That's not true. They're trying to help people get more views. More views means more ad rolls, means more money for YouTube. It's entirely selfishly motivated. You think YouTube would get all the best YouTubers together and make a video series just to help you make better videos? What? Why? They have no compelling interest in that. Except that you get more views, they get more ad revenue. And it's all about the money. And it's really kind of gross when it gets to the point that it's starting to get to. And that's the reason number one. Reason number two is that YouTube is no longer like the primary, well, it's still the primary, but there's more and more competition for video hosting online. It used to be like if you want like a breadth of content, you go to YouTube. If you want video quality, you went to Vimeo. Vimeo doesn't get much anymore. But people don't, like the average YouTuber, I think most of you guys are not. You guys are probably heavier users than the average person and probably make up a relatively small percentage of the use base. I think a lot of people that get on YouTube, they don't follow their subscriptions regularly. They're subscribed to a ton of people and they just get on and watch a couple videos and then leave. And that sort of bite-sized entertainment is being delivered on a lot of other media now. Facebook, for example, has the in-feed videos now that's actually autoplay, which is terrible, but we'll see if those stick around. If they do, it's just going to drain traffic away from YouTube. Because that funny cat video that you would have had to go to YouTube to see is now right there in your newsfeed. And then there's stuff like Instagram, you post videos on there, people posting videos on Vine, all that kind of stuff. There's more and more competition out there. And I think that the bite-sized format is going to be more accessible to the average person who's just watching on their cell phone and waiting for their turn at the dentist, you know? And YouTube doesn't cater to that very well. I haven't actually found a good way to get YouTube on my phone. It's probably just that I only have 3G, I don't have 4G yet, but both the app and the website are pretty slow, and other stuff isn't. So I feel like that's the other reason that they're going to start to decline, is there's going to be more and more competition for bite-sized video content, and people won't feel the need to go to YouTube to see it anymore. And I think that the second reason is actually going to accelerate the first. As fewer people come, they're going to need to either really try and re-engage people, or more likely just put more ads on so they can make more money off the people who do come. That being said, I think the sun will eventually set on Angry Poncho. I don't have any plans for retirement yet, but thoughts of it have entered my mind for the first time since I started Let's Playing. When I started Let's Playing, it was an amazingly exciting and fun hobby for me, and I did it at any opportunity I had. I had roommates all throughout, or first 2 years of my Let's Playing career, I had a roommate, and so I had to try and do it when he wasn't there. So I would like plan my day around like when I could be there when he wasn't there, so I could do a couple videos and upload more Star Fox for you guys and stuff like that. And it was great, and it's fun, and it's still great, and still fun. But that youthful flair and that drive to go do it is worn out, really. I've used it all up for the most part. Motivation is one of those things that you only have a certain amount of, like, per day. You can save it up for a while and use it all at once, or you can use it a little bit every day. But you're not going to be able to motivate yourself to do 100 different things every day. You're just going to get tired. You're going to do a few things each day, And in my adult life now, I have a lot more things competing for my attention than I had in college. In college, it was basically go to class. If you got homework, do some homework. And then whatever else I wanted. Like, that was it. I wasn't in, like, clubs or anything. I just did whatever. And so I would just go eat, and then I'd make some YouTube videos, and then just sit around and make some vlogs and stuff like that. And now it's like, go to work, make dinner, keep the apartment clean, pay the bills, go to the bowling league, just all kinds of stuff. And, spending time with people, trying to find time to go spend time with people because they aren't right next to me anymore. I can't go 2 doors down and talk to Ghostblood like I used to. I gotta go across the state practically to hang out with people. And so there's a lot more competing for my attention, and Let's Playing is just one of those things. So it has to compete with everything else in my life, and there's a lot more in my life now. So obviously it gets less time. Now, I don't think, like I say, I have no concrete plans about when I'm going to retire from Let's Playing, but I have come to the realization now that it will happen. Whereas when I first started Let's Playing, there was no end in sight. It was, I'm going to Let's Play the rest of my life. I had visions in my head of, I'm going to be 35, and I'm just going to be making Let's Plays. I'll probably still be playing the same games from the 90s, too. That's what I always thought. And if I do make Let's Plays when I'm 35, it probably will be games that came out like 5 years ago. So, be ready for some retro stuff if that ever happens. And the other reason that I've kind of started to wane on Let's Playing is because I feel like I've done most of the game. I think I maybe have, if I thought really hard, I could come up with like maybe 4 or 5 more games that I really wanted to do. And then all the rest of them after that, it's just like, I guess I could Let's Play that. That would be okay. But all the games that I was driven to play, the games I loved as a kid, like Spyro, the games that would make great Let's Plays and are so fun to do, like Super Mario Sunshine and Pikmin, all of those I've done. Some of them twice, some of them streamed. So it's like all my favorites have been done. And all the games I really liked as a kid, for the most part, are done. And then a couple more modern games. I have an idea for a couple. I always have more ideas for series. It's just that my ideas are getting less and less good, less and less compelling to me. And that, I read that to say, well, either I'm going to have to start spending more money and let's playing like new games, and hopefully buy new games that excite me, or I'm just going to run out of ideas eventually. And I don't see it as a bad thing, because if it gets to the point where I'm Let's Playing games that I don't like, that's not going to be fun to watch. Like, there's going to be bad content. It'll be boring. So, yeah, like I say, I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. I still have more games I want to do. I still have more big ideas. I have streams and things going. I'm still a very active channel. But my growth has basically stopped. In terms of, like, subscribers and view counts, I'm getting less views per month than I was a year ago, and less than a year before that. My subscribership has increased, gradually throughout 5 years, but the rate of increase has dropped drastically in the past year and a half. And part of the reason is I'm no longer even attempting to compete. And what I mean by that is, as more and more features were available to me, I've taken advantage of less and less of them. Like, I still use the built-in thumbnail feature. I don't upload custom thumbnails for every video like I could. I have the chops. I could do it if I wanted to. You've seen the editing that I've done in some Let's Plays, like in the Pokemon Nuzlocke, where I had the whole GUI on the page all the time. So, I could make really nice-looking and eye-grabbing custom images for all my videos, but I don't like to because it feels whorish. It's just like, that was like the thing that got you YouTube videos back in the day, was having a bunch of, just tons of cleavage in your thumbnail. Got you, instantly 10 times as many views. And then after that, it was make a funny face really close to the camera, and then have a title in all caps with a question mark and an exclamation point at the end, so that people read it are just like, what? Oh! And I talked about the SXE fill titles and how that became the norm after you started doing it, and it's just like, it's just like, imagine, when I see that stuff on the front page of YouTube, I just imagine it as a room of 13-year-olds just all screaming at each other. And it's like, I don't feel like joining in that conversation. I'm just gonna stand over here with my book, Like, people, I sort of see my channel as I don't have a broad appeal. I know that. My personality, some people really like it. Most people wouldn't be interested in watching my videos. I accept that. It doesn't bother me at all. I sort of think of my channel as like pistachio flavored ice cream. Some people love pistachio flavored ice cream, and like they always get that when they buy ice cream. Like anytime it's an option, they're getting pistachio. But for most people, they'll have it a few times throughout their life. Maybe they'll like it and just, that'll be it. They'll just have it once or twice and say, oh, that was good. And then go back to vanilla, and go back to strawberry. And other people will have pistachio and say, ugh, never again. And I recognize that, it's not a big group. But, that does have actually that has a lot of positives associated with it. The two things I really like, well, it's really one thing tied together. With having a smaller subscriber base, the comment section is so much better. I'm able to read all you guys' comments on basically, I stay up to date on the most recent 2 or 3 videos and read every new comment as they come on. I don't respond to very many, but I do read all of them. And with a lower view count, you tend to get more comments per view, and you also tend to get better quality comments. Like, you don't get a whole lot of people getting first and flame war each other and fighting. It's almost all people having discussions about the video or questions or laughing at something that happened. It's all relevant. It's all really good. You guys are great about that. And I sort of I've reached the point where this is perfect. I don't need any more subscribers. But I also recognize that, failure to grow essentially means death, because as people leave and new people don't join, the channel starts to fall apart, or at least the subscriber base starts to shrink. Like I say, I'm not too worried about that. I get the feeling that I'll probably quit before you quit on me. But, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, it's not going to happen anytime really soon. I don't have it planned or anything like that. It's just, I sort of realize that it's eventually going to happen, and it'll probably be in the next few years eventually. I'll reach a point where I'll sit down, I'll finish the Let's Play, I'll sit down on my computer, and I'll say, that's it. I don't have any games left. I've done all my good ideas. I have no more heart left to put out there. And then I'll take up knitting or something. I don't know. I'll be old by then. I'll be 24. I'll just be, Pearl 1, Stitch 2, whatever it is. I don't know. Someone who knows how to knit can correct me in the comments, I'm sure. But, yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about in this one. So, coming up next on Angry Poncho, we're about to finish Dead Rising. Awesome. We're going to do the stream. Now, for the Infinity mode. I don't know when it's going to happen yet. Like I say, it'll be a couple weeks after I finish the game. I expect to finish uploading the game this week and this weekend. It'll probably be done within the next week. And so you guys will get to see the ending. Again, I won't say how it ended, but it is done. And then, so I have plans this weekend, and my brother's visiting next weekend. So maybe the one after that, we can do the Infinity stream. So that would be, this is just off the top of my head here. Calendar. That would be the weekend of the the weekend of the 26th. Possibly, that day. Or maybe the 27th, depending. Maybe I'll even take a day off work. Do it during the day on a Friday or something like that. Whatever it is, I'll let everybody know well in advance, because like I say, I'm going to get a lot of people there for that one. So I'll plan it ahead and let everyone know. So you won't miss it. And I will be starting early in the morning so that people in Europe can see it, and I'll be probably, like I say, it'll take 14 hours, so I'll be doing it all day. And people in Australia will be waking up, and I'll still be doing it. Yeah, so that's about it for YouTube. One other small topic. I've been trying to get in shape for a long time. You guys have been aware of that, I'm sure. That's half of my vlogs are about that. And I'm actually doing it. Last week I went to the gym 3 times. I've gone 3 times already this week. I'm probably going to go at least 1 more time. I don't know if I'll go tomorrow, because I feel like I stretched out a tendon this morning and I don't want to run on it. I don't know, maybe I'll do stationary biking or something. But I'm getting in shape. I already can tell I'm putting on a little bit of muscle mass, I'm losing a little bit of fat, and it's only been a week and a half. So if I can keep this up for 3 months or so, I think there'll be a noticeable difference. It's good. And I've officially shrunk my stomach. I actually have this philosophy, or I have this theory about how stomachs work, which is that if you eat small meals consistently for a week or 2, your body gets used to smaller meals, and you get full sooner. Whereas if you eat a buffet for dinner every night, your stomach gets really stretched out, and it takes a lot more to fill you up. totally I made it up, but it seems to work and it seems to apply to me. I don't know if it applies to you or not. Tell me in the comments. I'd be curious if it's just me. But I've eaten consistently small, like medium to small meals for about 2 weeks now, and so now I get full off of a lot less than I used to, and it's so good. It helps so much when you're dieting. Just like basically don't have a cheat day. Just like cheat a tiny bit every day. Like eat some pretzels and or like I don't know, use full fat salad dressing, something like one little thing every day rather than one day where you just eat an entire cake. You know, that's not good for you. And so things are going well. Hopefully, going to lose some inches off my waist and put on some muscle, and it'll all be good. And that's what I'm working on. And like it's been going well so far. I haven't been talking about it because I didn't want to bring it up and then have it like immediately fail like all my other attempts. But it's been a week and a half now, and I'm beginning consistent about it. I'm getting up at 5:45 in the morning and driving to the gym. And 3 days a week I do weights. 2 days a week I do cardio. And then I get back here and shower and eat breakfast and all the way to get to work before 8. So it's a pretty consistent schedule, and I've been keeping up with it. It took a lot of work to get it going though. I had to put up like motivational stuff around the apartment. I put up some motivational quotes on my mirror. I paraphrased Kennedy's speech where he encouraged the country to go to the moon within a decade. I rephrased that for going to the gym. It worked out really well, actually. And then I put one on the fridge that just says, eat less, lift more. And then I changed my ringtone on my phone. Instead of using the default ringtone that I've been using for years, which now like immediately jars me awake, and I hate it. I'm now using songs from the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 soundtrack, which is so much better to wake up to in the morning. But it's still like, it's hip hop and rap, so it still like wakes me up pretty good. But it puts me in like a pumped up state. Like right when I get up, I'm ready to like hit it and go to the gym. So it's been going really well lately, and I'll keep you updated with it. If I hit any big landmark weights, like I'll let you know. I've lost like 2.5 pounds already, so hopefully that trend will continue, and I'll be down like maybe 10 pounds by the end of the month. That'd be pretty quick, but that'd be nice too. I'm working hard on it. I guess I'll keep you up to date. That is all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.